grab your torch and dip it into the sexy St. Jeff candle, because No Buffs is back. I'm J.E. Skeets, along with my fellow tribe members, two guys who also look great in black. Trey Kirby, who's wearing black.
Hey, nice.
And JD, who's rocking the Omar Emu.
Well, we're
Austin,
going.
wherever the hell it is.
I think we're going up against Rob and Omer right now. Like they're
oh
going
boy.
live.
Wow.
So I figured, why not fool the people? Another Canadian and an emu.
Is that Omer?
Yeah.
We are here to recap episode 10 of Survivor 43, titled "Get That Money, Baby." Said a couple times.
Said it quite a few times.
Yeah.
I thought a hit of an episode title, actually. Sometimes it's like just a random line.
Yep.
In the middle, you're trying to figure out who it's going to be. This is almost a turning point in the game, perhaps.
Absolutely. We're going to break it all down here tonight. This is pretty unique here for No Buffs, doing it right after
Night shift.
the episode like we are, like the Survivor Know-It-Alls, which we are not Know-It-Alls by any means.
Hey, same number of wins, though, right?
Got him!
They're totally watching right now.
Shout out to the live tribe. That's what we call everybody joining us here on YouTube. If you're new to No Buffs, well, thank you for swinging by. Take a second, like the video, subscribe to No Buffs, and if you're a podcast listener, leave your boys a 5-star rating and review, because there are like 3 episodes left of this season of Survivor. Isn't that nuts? Like,
It's
we're
gone
gonna be
fast.
Done,
It's definitely gone
We're
fast.
gonna be done before the new year. It's crazy, JD. Sad in a way.
man.
It is sad. It's very.
But don't
sad.
worry, Survivor 44 returns in March. Yeah.
March 1st.
Oh,
Is that right?
It's basically
March 1st?
February.
We might be able to sneak in
my
3
God.
seasons a year at this pace.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying, Trey. That's what I'm saying. Take some of that money out of those cargo shorts.
All right,
Upload your
so
shorts,
what we're going to
please.
do later in this one, too, is a live tree mail for the most part. I did post the tweet like right after the show ended, before we came into the Classic Factory here. Get your questions and comments in. We always do that. But we have like a day or two for people to get those in. Like West Coast viewers, they haven't even watched this yet.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah, so turn this off. We haven't said who has won this or left this episode yet, so I guess we haven't spoiled anything yet. But yeah, we'll try and do a live tree mail with everybody that's joining us here on YouTube.
Sounds
See
great.
how it
I saw Big Zach came through with a few questions already. No surprise.
Zach's got a lot of questions. Every question he tweets in, I'm like, that's a banger.
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
Zach's almost the executive producer of this podcast.
You want to do just Zach questions and tree mail?
Zach
Why not?
attack.
Fine with it. He does have a couple good ones. Okay, so we go sort of scene by scene. That's how we do it here on this pod. We start night 17, and they're coming back from Tribal Council. We had 2 people go home. We had James. We had Ryan. So everybody's coming back. They're coming back at separate times. Sami told Carla the plan about James. You know, we learned that. That's why she was on the right side of the vote. But she's frustrated because she wasn't really in control. Probably for the first time, really, it feels like in this game, that she didn't know exactly, right up until the last second, what the hell was going on.
It was the first time we've seen this season that it hasn't looked like she's in charge of what's going on or in control or completely in the know. Definitely, I would say her lowest moment so far. Probably good news if it comes in the first 5 minutes of an episode. But it definitely, to me, changed a little bit of the way the vote went down the last week, where it was almost pitched a little bit like you had to get Carla's approval before going through with the plan. It wasn't that at all.
Right.
She was left out, and it was just Sami kind of seemingly shooting himself in the foot by telling her what was actually going on.
Yeah. JD.
Yeah, same. I mean, I'm not going to say that she went down a few notches, but I definitely, as you say, Trey, it was not what we thought. And, you know, I thought she was doing the Jessie move of, I'm going to allow these people to have their agency. I'm going to allow them to vote who they think they want to get off. It's no skin off my nose, really. But, you know, whatever. I mean, I still think she's like the Godfather out there.
Yeah.
Like, she's running the show, it seems.
Lots of connections.
I'm excited to see her next week in the next episode after receiving votes tonight. You know, obviously still here, but that can change how a player plays.
Oh, yes.
You know, like,
Well,
whoa,
especially
hold
she
on.
seemed to be quite excited that she survived.
Oh yeah,
through
she was
the
like,
tribal.
yeah, she was like, yeah. All right, only a couple votes. I'm good.
Yeah, that's right.
We also learned here when they come back that Jessie knows that Carla has an idol, or at least seems to have pieced it together.
He was talking beads.
Beads, yeah, and made it almost sound like not just he knows, but maybe more people know.
I thought
So they
the way
talked
he
about
was
this.
talking about it was that he had pieced things together because of the beads. Therefore, maybe other people had done the same.
Maybe.
So maybe it was common knowledge. But then I also thought a little bit later on in the episode, Noelle made it seem like she didn't know that Carla had an idol. So maybe some people do, maybe some people don't.
But then they split the vote to cover their asses in case she does have it. So
Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? But he's hip to it. We also get Jesse, Cody, and Gabler talking about riding the middle. That's like obviously sort of going to come to fruition here in this episode. All right, then we go to day 18. We're into a reward challenge, and full disclaimer here tonight. My sister-in-law just arrived. It's a Thanksgiving tomorrow here in the States. That's why we're doing this show, No Buffs, live after the episode, because we're not coming in on Thursday. We're not even doing an NBA podcast tomorrow or Friday, so we decided to do it tonight. So I'm watching it with Lori, who hasn't watched Survivor 18 years, like whatever we're at.
On the early ones, though?
I mean, I honestly don't even know. Yeah, she knows of the show. She knows what we do with it, but hasn't watched one. So she watched tonight, and she's hooked. I mean, what an episode to get somebody which we'll get to this right here with Noelle obviously coming through in the reward challenge, and then the Blindside of it all, and it was the emotional aspect of this one with the letters and the sanctuary and all that. She was in. She's like, this is still good.
Great time to get in, as I always say.
A great time to get in.
Great time to get in. I can't believe Lori hasn't been watching it, though.
No. She doesn't have doesn't have a lot of the streaming services.
Wow. Lori and Carla just down just a half a notch in my eyes all of a sudden.
This is like a great episode, though, to be your first one back because you get the rare 2 challenges. We're not always seeing a reward challenge, but that was cool to see. And then you do get the emotional payoff of seeing people getting their letters and how they're reacting to actually hearing from their families back home, which is cool.
Yep.
And of course you had Jeff wearing black.
Well, great. And Carla complimenting him on his shirt, and he did a little.
Yeah, he was like so happy somebody finally said something about his look. He's like, "Thank you."
I've been wearing this for 43 seasons. It's the first compliment I've gotten.
He doesn't wear the black shirt all that often, though.
It's hot out
he doesn't, right?
No,
yeah, exactly. That's probably the reason why he does it. It's a lot of the light blue and...
He wears shirts. I mean, they are all fishing shirts, but it looks like ones you would wear when it's a hot day out, for sure. Yeah. Reflecting the
At the start of this reward challenge, too, we got the drone shot, JD.
Ooh, I love it.
That was pretty slick. It went through part of the obstacle, cool. Past ropes, and then past all the people coming in.
They did it last week as well.
Yeah.
And I subscribe to it, or I follow a couple of drone accounts on Instagram. They're my favorite accounts. I just love it. I can't believe I don't have a drone.
Yeah. Why do we not have one in here?
Right?
Around with us. All right, we're going to go to the drone.
All right, groin shot goes down underneath. Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
All right. We got to help us get our followers up here on YouTube, and we will get a drone here in the Classic Factory for all of our podcasts. We got the drone shot. We got Probst in his black shirt. We get told that the winner will go to the sanctuary.
I forgot that.
Have we always called it the sanctuary?
No, it's recent. It is recent.
Is it? Yeah.
I feel like it's the last couple of since COVID. Maybe it's the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Sanctuary.
Yeah.
It's basically the craft services tent with a shower, right?
And beds, I guess. They did stay the night, right?
Yeah, they did.
They were told they were going to stay the night, but we sure didn't see them go to bed or oh, this is a nice pillow. Nothing. It was just the next day they were back.
We just have to trust they slept.
Yeah,
that's just more money on the table. I mean, Bowl and Branch or somebody, right?
They get better the more you wash them. No ducks.
Exactly.
You think it's about thread count? That is an uneducated opinion.
They could do the most organic ad reads of all time.
Totally.
Right?
Yes.
Anyway, the winner of this challenge gets a big glass of Athletic Greens. Haven't been getting your vitamins out here.
So they get, they're not getting those. They're getting pizza, cheesesteak, brownies, beer, wine.
There's a lot of stuff.
Spend the night, and we then learn after Noelle wins that they're getting letters from home too. So the challenge, obstacle course. We had the spinning part. Oh,
that thing's awesome. They have those at playgrounds.
Oh yeah, they
very
do.
Fun.
Yeah. I mean, how long have you ever been on one spinning around? Probably a couple revolutions.
Yeah, a couple revolutions, not 20 revolutions or something like that. I don't know how long.
That thing was
like 15 minutes. It seemed like to keep it spinning. There was a couple of interesting strategy moves I thought there. Cassidy and Gabler went very, very slowly, but Cassidy like flew through the maze part of it. So,
Right.
I mean, why rush through the balance part of it? Or why
Right.
rush through the spin part of it?
Yeah.
Then you can fly through everything else.
Good point.
Interesting. Also, Owen, after he did his spinning, he got to the line before going across, like, the rope net thing.
Yeah.
He waited like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
He was just
Yeah.
waiting to feel normal, and then he just dove.
Yeah,
straight
that
into
was
the middle of
smart.
it.
The tuck and roll.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then Cody, I think, was the only one who was barefoot going across the beams.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
makes sense.
I don't think he has
L-I-D-I-N.
shoes out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he probably doesn't. But I thought that, I don't know, I would like to go barefoot in that scenario.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Foot grips.
Yes. Especially if you're spinning and you're dizzy. I mean,
yeah.
you need to feel everything around you. You have to the sensoriness of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good call.
His toes out.
So yeah, that's the spinning part. Always evil.
Yeah.
And then they're stumbling all over the place. Makes for great television. And we see then when they get to the beam, you know, the zigzag beam, which you got to get the one bag off of. Noelle gets there, and you're like, how the hell is she gonna do this? You can see her trying to figure it out, obviously with her other leg, and she's like, it's like she can't balance on it. And then she's like, I'll try hopping across, and I'm like, I thought she was gonna take it off, like crossed my mind, but I'm
Sure.
like, how will that help? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, can she just completely crawl across it? And she just is falling behind and behind and behind, and they keep showing her. And we start going in the house, like, is she going to come back to win this thing? Like,
Yeah.
no way. No way.
Can't
Right?
be.
Why
They only have
not?
to land
Why
one
not?
thing. They only had to land one
They
bag.
only had to land
Exactly.
one bag.
I
That's
was
not-
like,
that's not a lot.
no. Like, how many shots did they get? How many shots did she get even?
I felt like 2 for her.
Well, of course. Do you think it was?
I think it
editing
was.
wise, yeah.
I think it had to be. It had to be soon. She even said, "This is the luckiest thing that's
Good
ever
point.
happened."
Good point. Good point. But, oh my God. She even says at one point, my leg is sweating off.
I've
Yeah.
lost suction.
Totally. And she pulls off, like, honestly, one of the greatest wins in Survivor history.
What?
I mean, I know
really?
it's. You don't think so?
What are you doing, Noelle? Why would you want to win that?
Well,
you have the
okay,
perfect
okay.
excuse.
Okay. I mean, yes, in the context of the game,
Yes.
probably a bad idea.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
goes against. This is like the Tyson Apostle rule, right? Like,
Yeah. You do not want to
don't win these rewards.
There's 8 people left. It's a reward challenge.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But remove that. JD.
okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yes.
Then unbelievable.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
yeah.
She's a hero, as Gabler said.
Oh, yeah. She was getting as much respect or more as Jonathan did when he did that one challenge all by himself. And honestly, like, the way she did it, she basically had to do the beam twice. Like, she went the beam
Yeah,
the
good
whole
point.
way, got the bag out of it, went back, did the beam the whole way, and then she did hop that last, like,
Yeah.
downward ramp part of it. That looked crazy impressive to me as well. And then, yeah, couldn't have been more than like 3-4 shots. Like, who knows? She got it done really quickly.
Yeah.
And even Sammy's was like on.
Oh,
And
there
then
were.
barely fell off. Hers
so-
was like
so many
dangling
close
over the
calls.
edge. That was dramatic. That
In
was quite a
watching it, I
challenge. Yeah.
thought she was like going to get through it, and then like before she could land the bag, somebody else was gonna like like
drop
a
it,
Sami
sure,
or somebody.
yeah.
Like, oh, that would be devastating. But anyway, she wins. Incredible, but maybe not the smartest move. You're right, JD. She gets to pick 3 people. This is where we get told about the letters.
Not gets. She has to pick 3 people.
Oh yeah, she has to.
I mean, look.
Try to take Probst.
What's that?
Try to take Probst.
Jeff,
Probst,
you
I would
wanna
love
come
it
to
if
the
you
section?
I
joined
wanted
me.
to talk to you for a long time.
Would he be compelled to go? Could you pick him and then you would have to spend the night with Jeff?
Wow.
What a move! What a move that would be.
Yeah, could you say, instead of picking anybody, can I just take you, Probst, and like make a deal with them?
He'd politely demur like he did with his. Thank you.
Not
Thanks,
me.
Carl. But okay, you probably can't swap out a player for Jeff Probst. There's probably other
Okay,
rules.
probably not.
No.
But why can't you invite him along, just to hang out? You know, there's 4 of you plus Jeff. There, you never get downtime with
Well,
Jeff.
in a way, Jeff Probst is always hanging out with
Yeah.
you. He's always watching.
That's why we like
He's
the
watching
candle,
the
of
tapes
course,
later.
yeah.
Yeah, and that.
The unseen survivor at every table.
Now,
Jeff
you
Probst.
can. This has happened before. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can take yourself out, can't you?
True.
People have given it up.
Jeff, you look.
Oh,
hungry.
absolutely. Yeah.
Not for Jeff,
Not
but
for
for
Jeff.
somebody else. And it
Yes,
was
of
more
course.
just like, I'm a badass. I just won
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but I don't want to go.
Right. Because I don't
have
want to
eat.
lose Survivor.
This man needs to eat.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we can't take that part of it out of it.
No,
I mean,
right.
it's an amazing accomplishment, and props to Noelle, but it lost her the game. It did, because she was already a threat, and then she got through that impossible challenge. Like, that was the one challenge that was like, you know what? Fuck you. You only have one leg, and we don't care because this is a reward challenge, and you're going to struggle, and we're going to make some good TV at your expense. And again, props to her. She did an amazing job, and she won it. But there's no way, as it was already, you're not going to sit with a one-legged woman at the end of Survivor. Yeah. You have to go under the radar.
Who made a move last week, too.
Exactly. A great move.
Yeah.
One of the best moves in the last few seasons that we've seen. We were all excited. Us sickos who have seen every single move, we were like on the edge of our seats. Like, yes, Noelle, this is awesome. And now this, I mean, again, I am taking something away from her victory because it cost her $1 million.
Are you taking the pizza, the cheesesteak, the brownies,
no,
the beer,
she can have all that, but she gave all that up for $1 million. And not only that even if let's say she didn't get voted out, it's too much. It's too much pressure to be like, I pick you and I pick you and I pick you. There's letters from home there.
Yeah.
It's too much. There's too much pressure. I absolutely subscribe to the Tyson Apostle school of this particular point of the game when there's 8 people left. We're taught this is loved ones usually. You do not want any part of this. You do not want to pick and choose who gets to see their loved ones, who gets to get a letter from home. It's the best reward challenge you can win. And more often than not, you get voted out.
I think if you are in the worst spot in the game, then I don't see any issue in winning it.
Yeah.
Because then at least you are potentially getting, some trust of these people that you are bringing. If you are like scrambling to get a little team together, a little alliance, like why not? You might as well take a stab at it.
Yeah.
But if you're already seen as a threat, you're only going to be seen as a bigger threat. We talked about this last week, that we were like, she is not winning this game now.
No.
Because she wasn't winning that from the start. If you were smart, you're not going to sit beside her because, oh my God, I'd be voting for her. Yeah. Giving her $1 million if she's there at the end. And then when she made a strategic move, it was like doubling down on it. So, yeah, in the end, it didn't do her any favors, I guess.
That is true. And you heard a few times from multiple players like she's picking up steam. Like she's getting better and better as time is going on. Yeah. She's also able to bring more and more people in to her. And I think it was Jesse explaining to Gabler, right, how like every time we cut out her number one, she's got another number one right there. So pretty savvy social game. So maybe you're right, JD. Like the way she's operated so far, plus pulling the big move last week, plus this week now winning this challenge, and you got to pick all the people. It's stacking the deck against you, no doubt about it. But I mean, it's probably all circumstantial, right? Like if Gabler wins that challenge, picks whoever. I doubt Gabler's like on the chopping block.
That's a fair point.
Yeah,
that's a fair point.
Probably not.
For sure.
And I also think, Tyson's played the game a number of times and has won the damn game. So, like, who am I to say? But, like, so much easier said than done, right?
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, I just won't win.
I
don't need letters.
Right.
I don't need food. I don't need a good night's sleep that we never saw on those bowl and bowl sheets and the thread count being what it is.
Bowl and bowl.
Yeah,
what's it called?
Bowl. They're not sponsors right now. Bowl and Branch.
Bowl and Branch.
Bowl. He's got to get on that, right?
Should have a Bowl and Branch
That's right.
sponsor.
Extra tall.
Yeah. More thread count than inches or whatever. He's a tall man. I just think, God, it's so difficult once you're.
Oh my God!
Like, I don't think I could do it. I honestly don't.
Exactly, and that's her MO. She is a competitor.
She's an
and
Olympian.
again, all the respect in the world to Noelle. I mean, it was an amazing accomplishment, but it would have been still amazing if she had just made it across that beam, and then she had just sort of whiffed it, and then Gabler won, and then all the pressure is taken off, and I think she still would have been here.
Interesting. Okay, well, the Sanctuary, day 18, Owen's drinking a beer. I couldn't tell what everybody else was drinking. Either it was like Coke or it was maybe wine.
They did have wine.
But there's
wine
only
was
one
on
beer
the menu.
bottle. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But I bring that up because Sami was there.
Oh, yeah.
Good call.
If that was wine,
wow,
I'd like to file a complaint to I don't know who, but to Probst, I guess.
We found out what the Fijian drinking age was, and I think he's
good.
It's 18 or 19.
Yeah, I think
so.
You're
I
right.
think he's fine.
I think you're right. Okay, he's good. we can just get them doing their letters, and it is very emotional. And I love Noelle talks about her mom watching the weather.
Yeah,
Always.
Yeah,
I thought that was
that
just
was
a funny
sweet.
little
Yep,
line.
that's cute.
And then Sami wants to talk some game, and he tells everybody he's not flipping back. Done flipping. And then he wants to target Cassidy. And then Owen throws out the idea of splitting votes. And the only note I have from that part, and maybe I had this wrong, but like Sami talks about Cassidy, and then we get Owen talking about these like splitting of the votes, and then somebody, I forget who it is, brings up like a group of 5, and it doesn't include Sami, because in this one shot, Sami appears to be gone from the sanctuary. So it's Noelle, Owen, and Jesse talking about bringing in, like, I think it was like, it's got to be Cody, and I think it was maybe Gabler.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm like, where the hell was Sami in this? Was he taking an aqua dump or something? Or like the
He was
pizza
actually had a toilet.
Yeah, it's on the toilet.
Yeah, right. True. So
Everybody's taking their time.
I don't know if you have any other sanctuary notes.
I mean, the sanctuary, I don't want to dwell on this, but fucking make it 39 days. I want the loved ones visit.
Loved ones visit.
Well, yeah.
The letters from home, they just don't hit the same. They don't hit the same.
Sure.
I mean, yes, Jesse cried, and I probably got some points in the pool because of that, and I'm happy for that, but I want to see Jesse's wife. I want to see all their loved ones. I want to see a reunion on the beach. That's the most emotional point in the entire episode, or the season, usually, and I miss that, and it's because the season is shorter, I guess, or whatever reason.
I think it was COVID was the start.
But it's not COVID now. It's I guess in the last summer, maybe. Okay, it better be back. It better be coming back because, and I'm a stone cold, I don't like anything and nothing moves me, but that does move me. And I do enjoy seeing that. And the show is not as good because of it. Okay. That's it.
But so you would get rid of letters if you completely?
Yes. Letters. Why show when you can? Why tell when you can show?
Sure.
It's like, as far as I'm concerned, the cute little scribblies that could be made from the prop department for all I know.
Oh, you think they're fake? Wow.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I love it.
Probst is like, give me a line that Jesse's kid might say. What do you got? Get that money, baby.
That money, baby.
That's right.
It's also a weird thing for a kid to say when you think about it.
I was thinking, how old's this kid?
Hold on. You might be onto something. This might be fake.
Right?
Get that money, baby?
Yeah,
Is
get
this like
that
a
money,
young
baby.
kid?
You mean to tell me Jeff Probst is individually mailing each one of these family members parchment with a self-addressed stamped envelope to fill it out
It's
on
possible.
a weathered piece of papyrus?
Oh, interesting.
Papyrus.
It's an inside
I don't
job.
know.
This is the greatest conspiracy theory in
Yeah,
Survivor.
this is good. These are fake
It's
letters.
just Jeff writing them.
So, all right, where are we next? I guess we get Cody. This is what's happening back at the camp here. Cody is talking about Owen, how he's Noelle's new Dwight. So this is the first time this comes up. Jesse obviously talks about it a little bit later. Cassidy wants to focus on a big threat. She's throwing out Noelle's name. She's like, we should go for Noelle. She then goes to Gabler. Tries to, like, sort of get his reading. He's a tough nut to crack.
Not yet.
I
cannot tell you until I know who's available.
We'll just wait until we find out who wins, and then we'll plan.
And then she's like, I want to vote with you. I want to vote with you too.
I want to vote with
Let's
you
do that. For who? I don't know. Let's see who
How
wins.
frustrating must it be to deal with that guy?
It's
honestly.
actually a pretty, it's a slick move in a way
It is,
by
it
him.
is.
It's like, why?
What's the rush, man?
Yeah.
Let's have some fun
Especially,
out
he
here.
knows the spot he's in right now.
Yeah.
Like, he's very actually well aware of where he's sort of, it feels like where his standing is in terms of, like, alliances
It's true.
and, like, being in the middle and all that. But yeah, it'd be very frustrating. You're day 19. You're just asking the guy, like, here's maybe who we should target.
Right.
Yeah,
Let's wait. Let's just
I'm
wait.
not going to waste my brain energy on that right
So
now.
is that a no? You don't want to target Noelle? I didn't say that. She might win again.
Well, I guess she did get, let's vote together. He said, yes, we should definitely do that.
Yeah, it wasn't that
Like,
convincing.
Okay. I don't know. That's not a great social game. I know you're not really supposed to throw any names out there, but at the same time, it's just there. A little bit of placation goes a long way, I think.
Yeah.
I think
know.
you're right.
He does say options are really big in this game. I believe it's him that says that. I was writing notes fast and furious here.
Okay.
Somebody said options are really big in this game. It was, I think,
It's
Gable.
true. It's very
Okay.
true.
I don't know why I also thought that was an important note to write down, but good job, somebody out there.
Options
All
are
right.
really big.
So, day 19, we are into the immunity challenge. It is the build the House of Cards. You know, these little. I don't know what they. How big are they? How big would you say those are?
They're
3
like
inches?
playing
sort of
card.
playing card.
Inches
like-
maybe?
Yeah.
But thicker.
A little thicker, yeah. And you got to hold. Obviously, it's like this balance beam thing, and you got to hold it with your. I guess it's their left arm, which I like. They all were doing it on the same side, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Does that mean they're all right-handed?
Great question.
Like, what if I was left-handed?
Yeah.
Do I get to flip it?
Huh.
It seems only fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff will let you.
Maybe you get to pick even.
Yeah, you probably should.
Is it rigged that way though? I don't know.
I think they were all holding it lefty.
They were. I'm pretty sure they were. Somebody
I mean,
fact check
level,
me in the
yeah.
live tribe. Were they all holding it with their left hand, the balancing part, and then
Yeah.
reaching across with their right? I think they were.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no lefties out there, we assume.
Or the lefties were forced.
Well, they're all lefties. Or they were forced.
Yeah,
Or they were
chose it
forced.
like this.
None of this is real. This is all fake.
No
The
one's
letters
saying
are
that.
fake. It's all a matrix, man. Yeah, and we get a montage of just falling. Like a very lengthy montage.
It was great.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked how they shot this.
It's a Thanksgiving break for the schools down here, so my kids were up late, watched Home Alone, then turned on Survivor, and they were dying laughing when these were
At the
like
things
yeah,
falling.
just like because of how long it lasted.
Yeah.
Like the first one's like ha 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 ha, but then when it was like 14 or 15. Topples in
Oh,
and
yeah.
it just keeps happening. The towers get bigger and they keep falling. They were cackling.
Wow.
As was I. I thought it was hilarious.
Nora,
But they were nice and warmed up from Home Alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's
With
very
the
similar. It's like
slapsticky-
I've been watching people fall.
there's a paint can comes flying in, pops Cody in the
Yeah.
face,
Slapstick,
slips on the
man.
micro machines. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was just gonna say Nora during this challenge turned to me, my wife, and said, "Oh, you would be absolutely furious doing this challenge."
Oh my god.
And then I thought of you doing this challenge. I was like, you think I would be angry? Trey Kirby would be going nuts.
I wouldn't be able to complete it. I would have to. I would have to take breaks. I would just be standing there. Jeff, I'll try again in like 10 minutes, man. I cannot do it right now. I'm
it's-
too angry.
So infuriating.
Could you could take your hand off of? Could you?
And just stand.
Well, but I don't know,
Yes,
like
because it
Probably,
wouldn't.
yeah.
It wouldn't. Would it?
no, I mean like once it fell, like I would want to like.
Yeah. Like, take a lap or something
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
And then
Well,
come
yeah.
back in
At
the
one
frame,
point,
yeah.
Owen drops for the 100th time, and he like took the one he had in his hand and just smoked it, and it looked like it bounced off like
Yeah.
10 feet. He's got to go get that. It's like, God damn.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
Yeah. So this one we've seen this before this challenge, but I don't remember it being so sensitive. This one felt,
felt a lot.
extremely sensitive to
Was
me.
it? Is it possible it was higher? The arrow. I don't remember it being
Maybe.
that high.
Maybe.
was tall.
I feel like they've been. I don't know. I don't know about that part. It just felt like the actual like lever.
Yes.
Felt like the
super sensitive.
so sensitive to me. But I'd have to go back and watch the other.
And there was no wind either. But it's a frustrating. It's like
Oh,
my
God.
god.
The reach across. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
So in the end, I thought maybe it crossed my mind for a second. I was like, he's like, we're 15 minutes in or something, and it's like, is nobody gonna be able to do this?
Are you calling this one?
What do they do? What does Probst do? Like, gotta drop the arrow down or something, or I don't know. At a certain,
What would they do?
at some point, how many hours in would they have to be?
There's
like,
no limit. There's no limit.
Oh, come on, really?
On Survivor? There's
You know
no
what they would
limit.
have done? Here's what they would have done. They would have just axed it completely and just went to another immunity
Oh, we
challenge.
wouldn't have
and we would have
seen it.
never known.
That's probably true.
Because nothing is
Nothing
real.
is real.
Nothing is real.
Stand on a box for
Why are we even doing this?
I don't know why we're here. Okay, Cassidy wins. She pulls it off in the end. It looked pretty close between her, Carla, and I believe Sami was sort of in the running there. But Cassidy, played a pretty slick strategy, I thought, at the end.
Yeah.
Where, like, she got pretty high, had a decent amount of cards, if you want to call them that, left, and was like, well, I'll just stack them all on top of each other flat, and then just get that one to stand to hit the arrow. And man, I mean, we needed to go to. I've been watching a lot of World Cup, but go to the VAR to really check whether she hit that arrow. It was like the one shot was like, okay. Then they went back to the one Probst was looking at. I'm like, hold on, that's not the arrow. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes, yeah. We're giving Jeff a lot of leeway here. Yeah. This is a pure Jeff call. It feels like JAR.
Yeah. Oh, people are saying here, Zach, who knows the stuff, that it's been timed in the past. This challenge.
Like who's his tallest?
Yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
Ooh,
I don't
think
remember
that is right. That does ring a bell.
Huh.
Good call, Zach. So anyway, she wins. Hell of a strategy, I thought. JD, you were saying, good on you, Cassidy.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I thought it was great. I was very concerned. I thought, it's getting heavy though, because they're not light. Well, they're light, but on a big stack of house of cards, it felt like it could be too top heavy and tumble over. But
I also thought hers didn't appear to be the straightest build.
No,
she was the best builder.
You think it was?
I thought she was.
Oh, I thought
Carla
hers
was pretty like.
Yeah, Carla's. I thought Sami's was like appeared to be more straight though, but maybe that was just the way she was also holding her lever, and it was like on the tiniest angle.
With that is like you mentioned it also, like the height of it. Wherever the camera is, or it's definitely for Jeff's height to be right here, right? Like Jeff.
All right, Jeff.
How tall is Jeff? Let's say he's 6'5".
Definitely not.
More like 5'6". But maybe I'll get on Survivor one time if I say. But anyways, it's like his height, but then you got the jib going everywhere. And it could literally be anywhere. We have no idea. But so to that point. What Cassidy's can look perfectly straight from this angle, but completely.
There were some shots that we saw tonight where it did appear like it was like on a hell of an angle, but it probably wasn't, because otherwise it would have fallen over.
Yeah. Anyways,
she wins.
I enjoyed watching this. As frustrating as it was to put myself in the challenge, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Great challenge. Yeah.
And slickly edited with the just falling. All right, so now we get to the plotting and the scheming of this episode. We are at day 19, if you're keeping track here. Gabler tells Noelle that Carla and Cassidy are gunning for her. All right, so he goes and tells Noelle that. That's what he's hearing. And then Jesse and Cody, they talk about taking out Noelle. And he talks about how conflicted he is, sort of. Hell, I did like this, where he's like, she just took me on this sanctuary overnight sleepover, but I got a letter that my kid said, "Get that money, baby," in the handwriting of Jeff Probst, and I'm gonna get that money for either my kid or Probst, whoever wrote that letter.
Son Jeff.
Yeah, so this is like where he's again a tiny bit conflicted, but he's like, I'm here to win $1 million. So we then get, for maybe the first time in Survivor history, I don't know, it's probably happened a couple of times, but the game plan here.
Yes.
From basically Jesse, his steps that's going to happen with his plan to try and get Noelle out. One, you got to have a cover story. Makes sense, right? What are we going to tell? What are we going to tell Noelle? And really, the part of the cover story that we see is really Jesse telling Noelle, "Oh yeah, I was talking to Cody. I was just giving him his idol back." That's the cover story.
Just talking.
Which is fine.
Well, he's saying every interaction that he has on the island outside of Noelle, he needs to explain to her.
Yes.
And we only got that one. So the cover story, yes, was a bit lame.
Yeah.
But the point I got was you have to justify your existence every waking moment on that island. You have to justify to your allies and your competitors to make them feel safe. So,
did he give Cody his idol back? That's what I want to know, because we also saw another lower third tonight by Jesse prior to this, that he said to Noelle at least that it had 2 immunity idols still for Jesse. So at that point he still had Cody's.
Yes.
And then he tells Noelle he gave it back, but did he?
I feel like a bald-headed wizard in Karth, Skeets. Can we see the idols? Where are these things?
What a reference that was.
What was that guy's name? That's,
I don't know.
Adam Silver.
Henry Abbott.
All right.
name bald guys.
So, step 2 of Jesse's plan: throw the fall guy under the bus. So he tells Noelle that Sami is thinking her. So it's like the fall guy is Sami in this,
Sure.
in this
Yeah,
case,
yeah.
and that's part of what he's pitching to Noelle, his real target. Makes sense,
Yeah.
right? You know, plant that, and I like it wasn't too aggressive. I thought too. It's just like he wasn't like they made a big deal out of it. It's just like I think that Sammy's up to this guy, and the perfect person to pick. This guy's flip flopping left and right.
Big flipper.
So
Big flipper.
now he's flipping again, even though we were just at the sanctuary together. Cool, JD. Part 2.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
The perfect fall guy, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard in this
That's a good point.
episode more than once nobody trusts Sami,
Yeah.
including here.
Yeah.
So
And then part 3, have a backup plan. So this is where Jesse tells Gabler, let's blindside Noelle. Do I have that right?
yeah, sure.
I don't know if I
think
do
you
anymore.
I have no idea.
I don't know. There was some scrambling in this app.
There was. But this is where Gabler picks up on Jesse and Cody running the game.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, he does.
Because that's definitely what Jesse goes and tells Gabler. And Gabler's like, well, he doesn't seem all that into it. But he's like, okay, these guys are actually running everything.
Yeah.
At least he tells us that. They're running the show is what he says.
Mm-hmm.
I may have screwed something up there.
No,
but-
I
I
think
think
you
he
got
says
it.
that to Carla as well at some point, doesn't he?
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think he does.
Yeah, here's the takeaway.
Yeah.
CBS, send us some screeners. It's night of
Thank
here.
you.
We're the only podcast that watches it live and then goes live
No.
immediately after.
Rob does it.
Oh, you're telling me Rob Sesternino doesn't have screeners?
Of course he has screeners. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
We don't.
We gotta
No,
get
you're
there.
right.
We
gotta
didn't.
get there.
That's more
We
fun.
barely watched the episode. It's Thanksgiving over here.
It's Thanksgiving.
Somebody says, Mitch says Jesse tells Noelle that they will get Carla out. Probably happened.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. I think I screwed up a name in my note taking there. Anyway, let's just go to Tribal Council.
Let's go.
Yeah. Because not much happens here. It was a bit of a boring Tribal Council.
Well, how about when Gabler wows Jeff Probst by saying stenotic valve?
There was that. There was that.
Explain this to me as if you were doing heart surgery.
Yeah, yeah. We started with Probst asking about the reward challenge. We get Noelle talking about overcoming it. So that's how we got going. And then, yes, we get to Gabler talking about how his comparisons
The aortic
as a heart
valves,
surgeon. And
yes.
then he gets like super dark real quick. He's like, everybody's got silencers here, and he's like dropping this, and then even Probst's like, who are you pointing at? He's like, everybody.
It was like it was a duck metaphor like 2 seconds before.
Oh yeah, the duck.
It's like, oh, you're a cute little duck, and your little feet are going. It's like, now we're snipers, assassins. Okay.
And then Noelle brings up idols. She's like, where are the idols? Who's got these
Let me
idols?
see 'em.
Everybody is sitting on them. And anyway, we get to voting. And in the end, of course, everybody knows by now, Noelle goes home with 5 votes, right? 8 people left. 5, 2,
5, 2, 1.
5, 2,
Sammy got a
1,
vote, and that was from her.
Noelle.
Yeah, yeah. And you had Owen and Carla. No, that can't be right.
Owen.
Yeah,
Maybe Noelle voted for Carla.
could be. Doesn't matter.
I literally
Yeah,
have
I mean,
no
so
idea.
It doesn't matter.
Wiki's
5
not even
votes for
updated.
Noelle.
5 for Noelle.
Yeah, and she's gone. And
Yeah.
Jesse tells her he had to do it. What do you think of that little play into the jury move by Jesse? Tells her while he's hugging her.
I didn't even notice that.
I had to do it.
I had to do it. She
had
said,
to do
I know
it.
you're
Yeah.
good. You're good.
Yeah,
Wow.
Good jury
you
management.
didn't notice that, JD?
I didn't.
Damn.
Masterminded her blind side and still on his side. That's pretty smooth. If it goes to plan.
Yeah.
Owen and Sammy voted for Carla. Thank you, Mitch. That makes sense. Noelle voted for Sammy. Everybody else voted for Noelle.
Okay.
That's how we get to 8.
Okay.
Okay.
Owen out of the vote again, unfortunately.
Yes. Has this guy been in the vote?
Somebody just
No,
move him in.
he voted for
Oh.
Janine,
Yeah.
but he was just mad.
He was
about it.
angry that
He was
he
angry.
found out 10 seconds before. Yeah.
Right.
So she goes home in her hero episode.
Yeah.
That's I mean, is it better? That's better, isn't it, than just going out in sort of out of nowhere and not even in the episode all that much? I think. This was her episode. Usually you say that for the person like, oh, this was your episode because you went home.
Sure.
And I would say she had a great episode last episode too.
Yeah, that's
with
true.
Her big move. Yeah, and unfortunately, it was. I feel bad for Noelle, but she'll be back, I think.
She should be on every other CBS show they do.
Amazing Race.
That's
a no-brainer, right?
What's this one that they just did?
Real Love Boat.
No.
Yeah, actually, I thought of this. Here's an idea.
Tough as
Park
nails.
the Love Boat
off
of the island, right? That's a reward. You get to spend the night on the Love Boat.
That's pretty
They
good.
pull the Love Boat up.
pretty
That's
good.
smart,
Right?
actually.
Yeah.
You can hang out with Rebecca Romaine.
That's right. And what's his name? Jerry McConnell.
Jerry McConnell, yeah.
Is it called The Challenge?
Yeah.
That was
challenge.
the Tyson show, right?
Yeah, she should be on that.
Throw her in.
Oh my God.
She should be on all
Of
the
course.
shows.
Yep.
And she should be on Survivor probably again,
Yeah.
too. I don't think she'll ever win because, my God, she's such a badass.
No,
It's
she's
like, you're a fool if you continue to stick with her and
Right.
want to sit there at the end. You'll never
Yeah.
win.
And as we heard a lot in this episode, like, she seems very likable and has a social and strategic game, not to mention she's going to have a great story for Final Tribal Council, and she's super competitive and can win a challenge. So things were just stacking up against her.
Yeah.
And Jesse saw the time and was like, we got to do it now.
Josh says, let Noelle go on Young Sheldon, and I might actually watch. I have, in watching these Survivors this season, this is like us watching NBA games and seeing the last 5 minutes of Bones. I'm watching like the last 5 minutes of Big Bang now. What a fucking hunk of shit show. How was this show so popular?
I know.
There's
the
a
biggest
laugh
show
track
ever.
after every fucking line.
Yeah, because the jokes are good. The jokes are funny.
It's insane. It's insane watching it.
Wait,
Anyway.
Trey, I can't tell if you're doing a bit. Do you like it?
No, I've never watched
alright.
Big Bang Theory, really.
You like the last 5 minutes of every Big Bang episode?
No, not really.
No, me either. But let's get Noelle on Young Sheldon.
Yeah, let's do it.
That'd be awesome.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Start the petition. Okay, let's take our first break. Oh my God.
It's a late night. It's a late night laugh fest. Put Young Sheldon on Survivor, says Kyle.
No.
No.
Old
Plot
Sheldon,
twist,
maybe.
Plot twist. Jesse's son is Young Sheldon.
Wow.
Get that money.
Insert laugh track right after that. Okay, we gotta take a break. We got a couple breaks to take. Let's take our first one. When we come back, we're doing live tree mail. So if you are in the YouTube comments right now in the chat,
Yeah,
the
Josh.
Live Tribe,
Hannah.
get your questions in,
Dan.
or your comments, and we'll have some fun. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Guys, streaming services. I love them. Love them. Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max. I love them all, but Paramount Plus, do I need it?
Nah.
I mean, no, not really.
You want Tulsa King?
Survivor.
Well, sorry, exactly, but I can't watch Survivor on... I have to watch it that night, and it doesn't appear till the next morning. That's why I got Paramount Plus, but we got a show to do. I'm hearing Peacock is where it's at, though.
They all got something, man. That's the
I
thing.
know, that's the problem. That's the problem. The point is, I'm wasting my money, and you may be wasting money as well on subscriptions. Most Americans think they spend around $80 a month on subscriptions. Hold my beer, when the actual amount is closer to $200 or more. That's where Rocket Money comes in. Ever heard of Truebill? Well, it's called Rocket Money now. The app shows you all your subscriptions all in one place and then cancels for you whatever you don't still want. When I signed up for Rocket Money, I realized I still subscribe to Showtime. What? What's on Showtime even?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I never go on. It's been months. Get it out of here. You may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. How does that happen? I don't know. I know that I get PlayStation Plus stuff all the time, just random charges. The kids say it's like the Netflix for video games, but I'm not so sure. It's different every time, so I gotta look into that. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/NoDunks. Seriously, it could save you hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/NoDunks. Cancel your unnecessary subscriptions right now at rocketmoney.com/NoDunks.
I live in Atlanta.
Yep.
I like watching the Hawks, but if you've been listening to the show the past few weeks, you know I haven't quite cracked the code on how to watch Hawks games on League Pass. Even though I got that Primo subscription,
Yeah, what's
somehow they're
going on?
still blacked out. I don't get it. But apparently, the answer to my question is ExpressVPN. Here's how it works. The NBA offers League Pass, duh. Lets you stream games online, but if you live in the US or Canada, it doesn't let you watch all of them. Facts. So you fire up ExpressVPN and use it to change your location to a different country. Then you use League Pass from there and boom, no blackouts. Sometimes you gotta take the walk to Poland just to end up back in Atlanta. ExpressVPN works on your computer, phone, router, and even consoles like Fire TV, so you can watch all the games from any device. You can use ExpressVPN all the time for stuff like Netflix or Disney Plus to access thousands of extra shows that are only on other countries' libraries. ExpressVPN is the most trusted VPN, and if you use our special link, you'll get 3 months free at expressvpn.com/NoDunks. Pro tip. You can even use ExpressVPN to sign up for NBA League Pass at a huge discount when you're in a different country. That's expressvpn.com/NoDunks for 3 months free with a 1-year package. expressvpn.com/NoDunks.
All right, back with No Buffs here on a Wednesday night, Thanksgiving Eve.
Thanksgiving Eve.
Just having some laughs, like a laugh
We
track
honestly
on Young Sheldon or The Big Bang Theory. So get your questions in right now with the live tribe. Our guy Zach did respond to the tweet I put up right after the episode ended, and he had a couple good ones, so let's get to a few of them. He says, is there anybody right now that you believe cannot win of the remaining 7 people? To me, it is looking very unlikely, if not impossible, that, barring an immunity run, Owen or Cassidy win. And then we had somebody else in the live tribe bringing up Cassidy and this idea of, like, is she getting, like, sort of an under edit in terms of strategic play? And maybe, she could go on
Interesting.
to win this game. So, is there anybody right now that you don't think could win this game of the final 7? I know we talked about this last week. We were like, you could sort of make a case for anyone now that Ryan had left the game, but what do you think?
I'm definitely not ruling out Cassidy. I think she is, at the very least, she's too adjacent to all of the strategy talk that's going around, so she has to be involved some way,
Right.
I think. So I still think she has a chance, but after watching this episode and the way they're all very wary of Sami and how they all kind of, like, are put off by him and how they all kept mentioning that you can't trust him, I think he would probably have the lowest chances of winning, in my books at least, just because it feels like, I mean, if they're kind of all just chatting about how much they don't trust him, he must not be super well liked. I mean, maybe he's well liked, but they don't seem to trust and care for what he's doing out there, so I don't think he's a realistic threat at this point.
JD?
Yeah, same. Sami, I think everybody is on to him, his flip-flopping back and forth. I mean, they said as much. He's also just a young guy, 19, 22, whatever. It doesn't
Still
matter.
young,
He's
yeah.
still a young, dumb, and full of cum, as I like to say. So, whatever. Like, so Sami, I don't think he could win. I don't think Gabler can win either. I think he's just too stoic. He's too safe. He's very, very. He doesn't really have any real moves that anyone's going to remember. What was his big move? Getting
Ellie.
Who?
Exactly. That was like
She's not even
10,000,
on the jury.
11,000,
Moves to be played
yeah.
here still,
Sure.
but yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it just
feels like he
just
could be very important in terms of.
feels like he could
direction.
be, yes, but more of a meat shield and a guy that you bring. I mean, he's probably very good at making fire. So
That's a good point.
Oh,
Be
interesting.
good at making fire.
The
But-
fire challenge.
yeah. But I mean, that would probably be his big move. If he somehow won immunity and put himself in the fire making challenge, and that be his big move, then maybe.
That is a big move.
But it's really hard to imagine.
So Jay, he also thinks Owen's been on the wrong side of too many votes, so his winner equity is kind of low right now. And then Mitch chimed in, I think no way Owen and Sami have a chance of winning this. So
Owen's
for
having a
different
hard
reasons,
time getting
but
traction, for
it's
sure.
tough for me right now to be like, if Owen's there at the end, what's the case to be made? I know
Right.
it depends on who you're sitting with. So in theory, I guess it would have to be like Sami beside him, and then who? I feel like almost any, like a Cole?
Gabler, maybe.
I don't know. Gabler, yeah. Would Owen win in that
I think
case?
he's got
all three of those guys from the original tribe. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess if it was those three, I would probably pick Owen. But I don't
Wow.
know. It's a tough call.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
He just hasn't had an impact on the game at this point from a standpoint of who's going home and that kind of stuff.
I don't know about that. I think that he's more well liked than we think. Well, James
Yeah.
didn't like him. Is that his name? James?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. James didn't like him, but I think other than that, on Vessi, was it Vessi? I can't even remember. None of this is real. It doesn't matter. He's won immunity, and I think going into the last tribal council last year, the final tribal council, I was still like, there's no way Marianne's going to win this. And she did.
Yeah.
Because
Good
she
point.
killed it. And I can see Owen killing it at the final tribal council. I think he could sway people, especially if the right people are sitting next to him. And I think he's savvy enough to know who to pick to take him with him
Agreed.
to the final tribal council. So
Right.
I absolutely would not count Owen out. I'm biased because I've been rooting for him this whole time.
For sure.
But here's another problem with this season. I'm never angry when somebody, gets immunity anymore. Like I'm happy for everybody who gets immunity. I'm like, God damn it, Abby Marie won immunity, or some like a villain, like a true villain. I mean, we've said this 1,000 times,
Yeah.
but I'm going to say it again. I like all of them. All of them I'd be happy to see.
Right.
And I don't have that juice in me anymore where I'm like, God, that guy, I hate him, but he's got immunity and he's not, all the plans of getting that guy out is gone. Like and there isn't that
True.
anymore.
We haven't seen like a clutch immunity
Right.
win, right? Where you're like, ooh, you had to win that
Right,
one,
right,
or else
right.
you were going home.
Yeah.
Well, even didn't Probst slip it into tonight's episode? Like, we've had so many different
I think five
immunity winners.
five first time winners or something.
We haven't
like
had
that.
anyone
no repeats.
double up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good.
That's
Yeah.
And even
fascinating.
including the reward challenge.
Yeah.
Noel won.
Wow. That's
I
great.
like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I like that a lot.
Okay. Let's get to this one here. Mitch brings up this point. Do y'all think we are headed towards a Carla/Cassidy versus Jesse/Cody battle? I think Gabler and Owen and Sami are just in the middle of those power players. So that's all original tribe alliances right there. It's 2-3-2. Which is so funny that what was the yellow tribe's name? I can't remember their names either anymore.
Baka?
Baka, yeah. That they have the most now. That they're there with
Weird,
3.
yeah.
Yeah, and the other are down to 2. But what do you think of Mitch's sort of putting the pieces in play? Does that make sense? Is that where we're at?
Well, to me, it seems Jesse and Cody are in lockstep with each other. Those
like
two
it.
are the closest twosome out there. It definitely feels like. And the way it was pitched in this episode, they're running the game out there. Are Carla and Cassidy as close as Jesse and Cody are?
I
don't know
think
about
they
that.
I think they are.
Yeah.
Personally,
Really?
Yeah.
Based on what? Like, yes, I
They're in lockstep.
guess.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a Heather
Oh,
Erica
you
situation.
think? Well, you're
where
saying that from the edit. That,
I haven't seen really them interact. I can't, think of a time.
But I mean, I'm just going on how
No,
they vote
and-
together,
Sure.
plans that come about. I mean, I think
Yeah.
they are. I don't know for sure. You're right. You're not seeing a whole lot of it. I thought you were gonna say like if they were to continue to go forward in this game, is it gonna be like Carla will get all the credit in this duo. And this is the same true for Jesse going to be getting all the credit in him and Cody duo? I think the answer is yes in both cases.
It seems like it.
It's interesting.
And like these idols are going to be played.
Hopefully.
They're probably going to play them at the same time where we're headed almost, because I'm talking about Jesse and Carla. And maybe Cody even, because we're at Final 7.
And they expire at 5.
Final 5, yeah.
And there's 3 idols left?
Yes.
Yeah.
Some of them have to be played at the same time. That's weird.
They're all going to get played.
Yeah. We might have somebody gets voted out without getting any votes.
Yeah.
Kind of vote.
It could happen.
Ooh.
It could happen.
So, yeah, I've actually...
I mean, I can see Cassidy, because listening to Rob's podcast, she was very much, let's keep the women in. So there might be a women's alliance happening between her and Carla.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not seeing it from Carla's side. I'm not seeing what she's getting out of having, other than the number somebody to
some trust.
Yeah. But Carla's been also playing such a quiet game. I think it's a brilliant game, but it's also, I don't know, Cassidy might take some of the credit for, I mean, if she's smart, she'd get rid of Carla. I mean, all of them should.
Jay says here in the live tribe, Cassidy's never been on the wrong side of any of the votes so far. So she could have a chance of winning. And then Gabe points out that Cassidy is like the winners we've gotten here in the 40s. Some similarities.
Right.
You know, we were talking about that, I think, last week.
Well, we barely saw Erica in the first half of the game.
Yeah, to Erica is the big one that comes up for sure. How about this one from Zach? He also tweeted this in. Do you think that it's time to leave Fiji? It feels like a new location will remove some of the sameness that occurs from season to season, especially now that they aren't titled. In a few years, I doubt we'll be able to differentiate seasons 41 to 44. That's Zach again pointing that out.
Yeah, interesting. I was watching this, and Isla said, there's just natural paths out there? I was like, no, but probably there are at this point for people walking through the same jungle for, a decade at a time. I don't necessarily know that it's the location that makes the things feel the same. I think it's probably the seasons having the exact same beats, like when the merge is happening, earn the merge. They did drop the Shillelagh of Time, but like they've been doing kind of like, this is the 2 vote out episode. This is the Sanctuary episode. And those have definitely followed the same script from 41 through 43 now. So maybe we need a little change up with the format. And I imagine that's going to be coming soon, because this is the first season where they've saw those 2 previous seasons, right? So they got to build on it now.
Yeah, and I mean, it's got to be not 44, but around the corner, we're getting returning players, you would think.
You'd think 45
from these incredible cast of characters we've had over the last couple of seasons. You put together one hell of an episode season, but what do you think, JD?
No, I wouldn't move it from Fiji. Where would you move it to? Another tropical location?
Cook Islands. Go back to the Cook Islands.
Go back to Cook Islands.
That was the first one that popped in my head.
Like, there's
I've been to the Cook Islands. That's the only reason I said Cook Islands, okay? I've never been to Fiji.
Yeah, I've never been to Fiji either, but I would love to go, obviously. There they always have this, speaking of drones, a nice overhead shot of the challenge that they had just done cut out of a forest. A rainforest, maybe.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's already there. They've already done their ecological damage there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of aqueducts happening, and that's, I don't know, probably feeding the fish, right? But why go and, have to raise a whole other area of a jungle on a tropical location? And if it's not tropical, then where is it? I mean, why... It's like saying at this point, it's like saying, oh, I'm tired of playing basketball on a court. Let's move it on to like something else. Like what? Like what else would you move it on to? Like,
well, they moved it on to like a USS Carrier college basketball.
Survivor on a carrier.
Right. But it's harder to do. It's harder to play on a carrier.
Look, Jay's right. This is production here, man.
Right.
Fiji giving them great tax breaks to go film there twice a year.
Yeah. It's probably both.
Money.
That the entire prize money is probably just from tax breaks alone from Fiji. I'm getting angrier and angrier about how cheap Survivor is.
But we miss. Look, when you bring up Survivor to someone that doesn't watch it,
Yeah.
they say two things. They say, one, that's still on.
Right.
That's the number one thing. What? Same show? What? And then they generally ask, well, where are they?
Yeah.
Because they, even if they like are a very casual Survivor fan or like a lapsed Survivor fan, oh, where are they now? Because that was the thing, always different location. And so then when you tell them like, oh no, they're in Fiji. What, Fiji? How long have they been in Fiji? Oh, like 10 years running now.
Right.
They get pissed off because it just felt like it was such a Survivor
Why?
thing.
They're furious.
Because, man.
It's people forget what a pain in the ass it was to go to Africa, right? Where there's like literally predators circling the camp.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like it makes for, it's extra juice and extra fun TV to see little eyes lurking, but they realized all we have to do is get stock footage or just go get B-roll of snakes slithering on the sand, and the threat is implied already. There's storms, there's wildlife, there's gorgeous beach. I'm stunned every time I watch every season of Survivor. I go like, fuck, this is gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Why would you want to leave?
Why would you leave?
Why
would you leave?
Does Probst ever leave? Does he ever come back to the States?
Like, I'm working these 26 days, chilling the next 26.
You think he's got a Fijian passport?
Oh, interesting.
You have to live there probably a certain amount of the year.
He's got to be there for
3 months top. Well, maybe a little.
Well, now
52
before he was there for
true.
39 plus
seasons,
39 plus whatever, like pre-production, post-production. That's a long time.
I want to know if he has a passport.
Let us know down below if you think Jeff Probst has a Fijian passport.
Josh had an idea for a new season or new location, I guess in a way. Survivor, Catalina wine mixer.
Sure.
Okay.
Hannah Banana.
It is weird though that it's like Fiji is the stadium. You don't build a new stadium after 10 seasons.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
And I feel like you get 2 seasons basically out of it. You get the rainy season and you get the dry season. We're watching the dry one right now. Rainy next.
Yep. Well, and people brought that up in the live tribe here. Like, weather alone, some of these other locations has not gone well.
Right.
You don't want it to rain all the time.
No.
Right? You think it's going to be, that'll be great. It'll be hellish for them. It's like, no, it's too hellish for them because they don't leave the shelter, and then no one's gaming, and then everyone's really miserable, and blah, 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 blah.
And not to mention the crew, of which there are like 600 of them.
Okay, Hannah Banana said, Jeff is probably a huge celebrity in Fiji. Do you believe that to be true?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No way.
You don't think they know who he is?
Really?
Even
Survivor
in his
black shirt?
He's wearing his blacks?
Okay. Oh, she also had, this is very difficult, but we'll maybe end with this before we take our final break and then look ahead to next week's episode. Can you name a Thanksgiving meal counterpart to each of the remaining 7
All of them?
tribe members? All right. Here. Let me help us out.
Name them, and then
who's the turkey of the remaining 7? Who is the main dish?
Event?
It's Jesse, right?
I think he seems to be the main event right now.
It's Jesse or Carla?
Yeah, but which one?
After tonight's episode, I would say Jesse.
Right. Okay. So that means Carla's, you want to say, is sort of next. What's that? That mashed potatoes?
I would say mashed potatoes.
No, I'm gonna say ham. She is the second.
Secondary protein. I like that.
And a lot of people are leaving that dinner going, maybe like the ham more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Who's the mashed potatoes then?
That's a Cody. I think that's a Cody.
Okay.
Now why?
My instinct says Cody. Because he's a great side to Jesse, right?
That's perfect.
He's
in that case, then I'm going to say that Cassidy has to be stuffing.
Yep. You're right.
Wait, hold on. Why would...
also a great side.
Cassidy, but to ham.
But you're just saying a good side. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, we'll go with it.
Okay.
Damn. Kyle is saying Cody is the marshmallow yam. He's really crazy. He might have some nuts. Okay, Survivor fan Dan. Owen is given cranberry sauce vibes.
Big cran man.
I think that's not bad.
Not bad. I mean,
because it's unfortunately position in the game. But some people love him, like you're rooting for him. Some people love a cranberry sauce.
I would be so upset if there was no cranberry at Thanksgiving Day.
And you'd be very upset if there was no Owen right now.
Exactly.
So there we go. Okay. So wait, we said Cody has to be, because we're doing the pairing, that he is the mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes, yeah.
Okay, fair. He feels like he should be a zanier dish.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, Gabler, what's Gabler? We're almost done.
Gabler is the marshmallow yams to me.
Okay.
Oh.
Just sort of like there. He's very entertaining, but I'm not having any part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't want any part of that.
You're okay with him being
I don't know.
candied yams, I guess?
Yeah, it's hard to decide.
And I guess the last one is Sami, and people are throwing out.
Oh, Sammy's easy.
What is he?
He's gravy. He's all over the place.
Oh, that's the
nailed
answer. That's
Nailed it.
the answer. And that is how we go into our second break. When we come back, we will get you ready for next time on Survivor. Don't go anywhere. If you own crypto and leave it on the exchange where you bought it, you're a dummy. That's a mistake. You've heard the news lately. Exchanges closed, accounts frozen. Some people are learning the hard way. Crypto on an exchange, not really in your control. So what can you do? Get a secure crypto wallet and control your crypto yourself. You need Zengo, the simple and secure crypto wallet. Crypto wallets come with a private key that you need to secure. If the private key gets lost, hacked, stolen, poof. Say goodbye to all your crypto, all your NFTs. Oh no, my ape! They took my ape! Zengo realized this and said, there's got to be a better way. We got to keep apes with the guy who got the ape. So Zengo created the crypto wallet you've been waiting for. It's controlled by you, so unlike an exchange, no one can access your crypto but yourself. But at the same time, Zengo removed the private key vulnerability, instead using a type of cryptography called MPC that until now had only been available to billion-dollar institutions. So here's what that means. 1, your Zengo wallet, fully recoverable. That's nice. 2, your Zengo wallet, a hacker's nightmare. Hackers are like, oh no, not Zengo. We'll never get his ape. And 3, your Zengo has built-in live 24/7 support with real people directly in the app. So keep your crypto and your wedgie NFTs, look them up, they're real, with next-gen tech the big guys have been using for years, thanks to Zengo. Download the Zengo app from the App Store or Google Play. That's Zengo, and use the code NODUNKS to get 0% fees on your first purchase of up to $1,000 when you select Banksa as your purchasing option. That's code NODUNKS for 0% fees on your first purchase via Banksa. Terms and conditions apply. See the site for details.
I am running a half marathon on Thursday on Thanksgiving. I throw it in air quotes because I am on the slower side. And also,
you're still a runner, man.
Yeah. Everyone's a runner, whether you walk or run. Like, if you walk, do you say you're a runner? Because I know the slogan.
Okay, maybe
is.
not that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But you're running. I've seen you.
Thanks. I take my foot off the ground. It's not like I'm power walking.
Yeah. Chris Paul in that commercial.
Gotta have a foot on the ground at all times. I don't even know that commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Thankfully, I'm not seeing all the commercials you guys are during the NBA season. Anyways, I'm on the slow side, but also I didn't train all that well. I gotta admit, the NBA got in the way. Late night snacking got in the way. There's no doubt. But I did do enough of the running. I did have enough of my program, my scheduled. I had big plans, though. I did most of it, but I had big plans to do running and strength classes. But the strength classes they went by the wayside. I am already planning my post-marathon strength workouts. Do you do strength workouts while you do marathon running?
Not a lot. No.
You miss out, man.
I know.
It feels so good.
I should be in the pool. I should be on the bike. I should be doing all this. Yeah.
Yeah. Take some pressure off the joints.
Absolutely, Tass.
No doubt. Anyways, I can't wait for a couple weeks from now. Already planning it. Getting back in the gym with Jess Sims. My girl Jess Sims on Peloton. Love her playlist. Or Rebecca Kennedy. It's not just boring strength stuff with Rebecca Kennedy. She moves in mysterious ways. She does just different things. We just wiggle and stuff. It's great. It's just fun in there. Anyways.
It's the wiggle workout.
Yeah, she just does some weird stuff. I didn't know my body can move like that. And I am getting into it with Peloton very, very soon. This year, you can too. Peloton is gifting you their best offer of the season. Get up to $300 off accessories when you purchase a Peloton bike, Bike Plus, or Tread. Shop from a variety of accessories such as cycling shoes, a heart rate monitor, and more. All excess membership is separate. Offer starts November 14th and ends November 28th. Cannot be combined with other offers. See additional terms at onepeloton.com.
All right, back with No Buffs here, starting to wrap up this episode where we just broke down episode 10, did a little live tree mail. Shout out to everybody joining us live here on a late Wednesday night. Because we're doing it right after the episode of Survivor, our Make Your Picks No Buffs fantasy pool hasn't updated quite yet. They need some time out on the West Coast to compute the numbers and all that. But I will say, I'm happy to report that I successfully called Noel going home in episode 10. I doubled down on it last week. I played my double vote. I went with James and Noel. I got James right, and obviously struck out on Noel last week, but I said, I'm doing it again. I'm going with Noel. So I'm gaining some points there. I'm going to be coming up the ranks a little bit.
There we go.
But did you guys make any big advantage moves here? I forgot to do any of that. And we are running out of time, so I really should have. But what did you do?
I bought some new stuff.
Okay.
I swapped a person in. I swapped in... Who did I swap in? I swapped in Cody for Lindsay because Lindsay got voted out a long time ago. And I 2x my points on both Jesse and Cody. I didn't get the vote off right. But Jesse cried a lot this episode.
Yes.
He did.
So that's going to be big time.
There will be some fun bonus
exactly
points
right.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of tears actually in
Yeah.
this.
This is a good
Noelle
crying
cried a
app.
lot.
It's,
She was crying during the challenge, she said. And I think there was
we
some...
didn't see her crying, though.
Oh,
Did we?
I mean,
Not when she was on the balance beam.
it was on the verge of tears at one point. They had a
Oh,
shot.
but
I don't know if that'll
need
count.
to
I don't know if it'll
I
count.
need to know if that counts.
What'd you do this week?
Oh, I went for it. I spent every last credit I had.
Wow, all your fire tokens
So
gone.
yeah, so extra vote. I voted for Sami and Cody to go. Why? There was no strategy there. Who can tell?
It's hard.
What do you mean? Who can tell? I can tell.
Well, you can tell.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Are you not listening to every word coming out of my mouth these last podcasts?
No, not
I'm
really,
offended.
to be honest.
Oh.
I also put down double points for Jesse. So,
Okay. That was a
That could
smooth
be
move by
good.
you guys. Yeah.
and I also put double points down for Owen because I was double downing on my prediction that he would win 2 immunities this season.
Oh yeah. Well, still have time.
Just put my money where my mouth is. But now I have 0 credits, and I'm very vulnerable, and I don't know. I'm gonna go down, obviously.
First thing you're gonna do tomorrow morning when you wake up, make your
So
picks.
I'm gonna make my picks,
No
and I'm
Buffs
gonna
Fantasy Pool
go.
app. Yeah, we will see. We'll see. I mean, you were winning the no buffs sort of mini challenge within our entire 1,000 people pool.
Well, this might be the great equalizer right here. This is the puzzle. This is when you get to the puzzle.
This is the put one beanbag on top of a 10-foot pole.
That's right.
And yeah, it could take a while. All right, we will see. Use your advantages. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Look,
you have to.
I'm still trailing JD. I'm trailing both of you at least right now until this updates. So you shouldn't take my word for it because I'm obviously not that good at it. But you're running out of time to use these things, so you might as well just double down. Play double bonus points on
Not me.
whoever.
Not me. I want to take him home to my kids. That'd be a special souvenir.
I hadn't thought about that.
Next level.
One advantage token for each.
Next time on Survivor, the episode is titled, I looked it up, Hiding in Plain Sight.
Huh.
Who's hiding in plain sight?
Gabler.
I thought
Or
Gabler
is
said it. Yeah, I thought he said that at the end of it, like in the next week on.
Did he?
Did he really?
Oh, I didn't catch that if he did. You're not sure.
Why would I think that though?
I think you're right.
Okay.
Now that you mentioned
I'm
that.
sure somebody in
Yeah,
the
somebody will say
live
it.
tribe will confirm
Did I
that
imagine
or deny it. Gabler plans his idea to get to the final 3 We see that.
Yes.
And we do see there seems to be like scrambling of some sort, some pandemonium going on, and then there's a water challenge.
Oh.
And I was so excited. This is the, basically, who wants to like really go to the limit on drowning
Right.
themselves?
Yeah.
It's
Like,
the
who-
waterboarding challenge.
This is how you nearly die on Survivor. Probst will be yelling. Yeah, you got to hold your breath under that. Oh, this one gets my heart going. Yeah,
I
makes you
don't
feel
know.
squeamish.
Oh, definitely. But I don't know. I feel like it looked worse in the previews than it ended up being in the actual challenge last season. So I'm hoping it's the same because that one makes me too nervous. I don't know. Like, I know it's safe. I know Jeff would never let anything happen.
Yeah.
But it feels pretty. It's scary to
Just
me.
trying to
Oh, yeah.
shot of
Oh,
them,
God.
trying to like.
The underwater shots too, like they
Yeah.
swim down away from it, and put their
Yeah.
little noses up.
Yeah.
So we are getting that, which you have to assume is an immunity challenge. It can't be for reward, right?
It better be.
Right,
It
right,
better
right.
be. I would
watch
feel
an
more
Adam Sandler
comfortable
movie.
in that than a lot of the challenges. though.
You would.
I'm very comfortable in the water.
Oh, okay.
You love a bath.
I do love a bath.
Yeah, that's
how
basically.
you take
Is
your
that what
bath?
you do
It's
in
a
the
bath.
bath?
That's what I do. And
It's
I
like
just-
instead of like that sometimes you see that tray that you like it's like a metal tray that like hooks
It
on the
goes
edges
under
of
the
the
soap
tub and you
and
put a
stuff.
soap in it.
Yeah.
You put that over
Yep.
your
and
head
I
in practice.
just right through. Yeah.
All right. Well, you would dominate in this challenge.
That's the one challenge I would feel very comfortable in. This
Who's-
spinning, get out of here.
Ooh, yeah.
I would hate that.
Who's the best in the water now that Ryan's gone? I guess Gabler's had some practice out there.
Yeah.
Swimming.
Owen had a good dive, I remember. A very, very athletic deep dive in one of the challenges.
Yeah.
Cody, he lives in Hawaii.
Cody.
Yeah. He jumps off of
True.
rock formations.
I'm gonna call Cody wins.
I'm saying.
like that.
I'm saying Owen.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Well, I want my prediction. My two immunities
Nice.
for.
Oh yeah, you really want that. Okay, so yeah, somebody's just saying predictions to win the challenge we just did, and let's just throw it out there. Who's going home? Who will be after next week our final six?
Put me down for Sami.
Going home, Sammy.
Sami.
I think
wow,
so.
Wow. Okay,
Jesse.
that's interesting. With the idol. Two maybe.
Forgot.
Oh, I know. I mean, it could
Yeah,
happen.
but it could happen.
It could
You
happen. It could happen. I don't know. We
Happens
need,
all
a, we
the
need a
time.
big change up. We need somebody to play an idol. We need something crazy to happen.
Yeah.
Who's going home?
I would have picked Cody, but I agree with you that I think he's going to win the challenge. I don't know why.
Oh,
Just a
wow.
water man.
Damn, man, if he wins the challenge, then I find it very difficult for Jesse to go home, but they'd have to blindside the hell out of him.
Yeah, but Cody knows that he has to make a move. And he has-
Cody, a part of getting rid of Jesse?
Yes.
Whoa,
There's
I
7
don't know
left.
about that, sir.
Well, I'm just saying. You make a prediction, sir.
Come on, sir.
I think Owen's going to go.
Why?
Why?
Why would they get rid of him?
Exactly why?
Yeah.
None of this means anything.
It's big move. 7 people left.
It's
you
usually-
you got to make a huge move.
Okay. So it has to be Carla or Jesse going.
You would think.
Maybe even... Cassidy is seen, I think, by them as a big player.
I think
I
so
know very
too.
well. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Edit. Rewind. I am going to go Cassidy.
Cassidy
Okay.
going home.
Cassidy
Nice,
going
nice,
home
nice.
next week. That's my pick. And an idol will be played next week, too. Lock that in.
Must
At least
must
one.
happen.
At least one.
I
All
hope
right.
so.
Let's call it there. Again, thank you to the live tribe for joining us here on YouTube after the episode. My goodness. There's a reason why we don't do this normally. It's usually, a messing up probably 10 things that happened in this show, forgetting names, getting the wrong names. We're tired.
It's nice to have a rundown of what actually happened out there. You know.
I do like to
When you get
watch the
plotting
episode
and
twice
scheming,
when I
oh,
get
Yeah,
it.
same.
Confusing.
It's very confusing.
Totally. You gotta talk to everybody out
And
there.
we probably just made it more confusing
Yeah.
for all you listeners and people watching. But hey,
Jesse and
we tried
Carla
our
were
best.
close. They never even talked to each other. What?
Who knows? Guys, if you are an American, have a great and safe Thanksgiving tomorrow. No buffs, obviously, because we just did it. And no dunks if you're an NBA fan.
I don't know. We might need to do an emergency podcast.
The Bulls won.
Bulls beat the Bucks for the first time in the
wow.
regular season
God.
in nearly 5
All right.
years.
Well, there's
I
gonna
won
be an
$50,000 off my father-in-law.
Wow. Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
What are you gonna buy?
I'm kicking some in for the Survivor prize, actually.
No, you gotta buy a drone now.
Ooh, yeah.
If I won $50,000 off my father-in-law, I would use it to
Drones
buy
are
a
that
drone.
expensive anymore, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Definitely
All right.
not.
Next time on No Bus, we'll have a drone. But until then, the tribe has spoken.
It's too deep.
Yeah.